All right, did you catch the time signature of that piece? Yeah, I didn't either the first time I heard it back in 2010. But don't worry, I'm going to share the answer with you at the end of this video. Anyway, back in 2010, my good friend and then co-worker Andy West played me this song in his car on the way back to work after lunch. He said, "I just heard of this crazy bass player from Israel. He's unbelievable. Check out this song and see if you can figure out the time signature. I think you're really going to dig it." Well, Andy was right. Not only was the time signature just totally otherworldly, but I really did dig the piece. When the song ended, he said, "You've got to check out the whole album." The guy's name is Avishai Cohen. The album's called Gently Disturbed. So I bought the album on iTunes later that day and gave it a listen, and it just immediately blew me away. The opening piece, titled Seattle, was one of the most beautiful and tender pieces of music I had heard in a long time. And it warmed my heart to hear such a great melody complemented with such exotic sounding harmonies. And since nearly all of my own music starts out as piano composition, usually in strange time signatures and with unusual harmony, I felt just right at home as a listener for this album. The second track, Chutzpan, is the one that Andy played me in his car. It's bombastic ostinatos, energetic drums, aggressive piano, and just awesome improvisational interplay really captivated me. It was my first time hearing Mark Juliana on drums too, which was such an ear-opening experience for sure. He does things in this track that are just so out there, like how did he think of that rhythmic permutation to how does he do that crazy fast cross-sticking stuff? I mean, I really just can't imagine how much effort and practice it took to make a piece like this sound so musical. And then the third track, Lo Bayom Velo Balayla, offers an unusual mix of peaceful groove, airy space, and what sounds like a Phrygian dominant or harmonic major scale, all of which are just really representative of Avishai's unique musicality. Given my total ignorance about the Middle East, I've researched and learned that Avishai often just arranges traditional Jewish songs into jazz pieces. So this one is a traditional Hebrew song, and the title means "not at day, nor at night." And it seems to be about a young girl wondering who her future husband might be. It's a gorgeous piece of music that's very singable and catchy. It starts out as a slow waltz, and then it evolves into kind of an upbeat, very danceable groove. I really love it. There's another song on the album that captures many of the same musical qualities called Puncha Puncha. Other tracks are like musical tongue twisters with very challenging rhythms and overlapping cyclical motifs. You'll hear this in pieces like Pinsin Kinsin. 11 Wives. The ever-evolving etude. And structure in emotion. Some of these songs have that same level of complexity and multi-layered structure as Gentle Giant songs like Knots and On Reflection, which feature many, many multi-layered vocal parts. Now, I won't go song by song through the whole record, but I will say that I think the album is perfect. Yes, like actual perfection. Real perfect. I've listened to it just so many times, particularly while traveling, and it always seems to touch me in some way. It's like it's like an old friend now every time I put it on. And many of the songs feature just masterful use of gentleness and pauses and melody lines that, to me, make it stand out from anything I've ever listened to. It's such a dynamic record, and it sounds fantastic, and it makes you feel like you're in the studio with the musicians. It's extremely intimate. So let's talk about the band a little bit. Gently Disturbed features Avishai Cohen on the bass, Shai Maestro on piano, who was only 19 years old when he recorded this record, and Mark Juliana on drums. It was released in 2008 on Avishai's Razdaz Records, and Avishai has played with several jazz heroes, including Chick Corea, Bobby McFerrin, Kurt Rosenwinkel, and a jazz hero of mine, Danilo Perez, whose album Providencia just basically broke my brain the first time I heard it. So great. Also, keep in mind that there are two guys named Avishai Cohen, both of whom are jazz musicians born in Israel just a few years apart, though one plays trumpet and the other plays electric and upright bass. This video is about the bass player, Avishai Cohen. Anyway, the more I listen to Avishai's music, the more I have just discovered and enjoyed. I even bought 2 sheet music books from his website just to study along with the music and connect with it even further. A couple of songs that make really interesting use of chromaticism and dissonance, like the title track, Gently Disturbed. It's got some melodic lines that almost make the piano sound like a microtonal instrument. And at other times, the Middle Eastern scales just really add a sense of tension, at least to my Western ears. Now, in addition to the overall beauty of the album is the very unique use of rhythm. Each band member layers polyrhythms in nearly every track. And there are times where you can hear one of the musicians like counting time by clicking his teeth behind, or his tongue behind his teeth, like which I think is just wonderful. It's like those really great moments in a Frank Zappa vocal part where you can hear his mouth opening and closing. Just, I love it. Shy Maestro's use of chord substitutions in several solos makes me feel like every instrument, including the drums, just briefly like twists itself into an alternate universe. Now, none of these techniques are overused, though some friends have criticized Avishai's use of repeating patterns and ostinatos, to which I say, go listen to Philip Glass and Steve Reich, and then we can talk about repetition. Now, others have said that Mark's drumming is just too busy for this record, but they're just wrong, and they don't realize it yet. Not my problem. Which leads me to mention what an absolute beast Mark Juliana is on this record. I mean, there are times when he really supports the melodic and chordal work on the piano and bass. And then there are other times where they support him through some very adventurous drum solos. He's a truly unbelievable player that I wish would do more music with Avishai. Although Avishai has somehow found some secret well full of the most talented young drummers in the world instead. I did have the pleasure of seeing Mark play with John Schofield and Brad Meldau at the Blue Note in New York City, which was such a treat. I mean, Mark is one of the best live drummers I've ever seen. Anyway, you can listen to the whole album on YouTube on Avishai's Razdaz Records channel, but I recommend you just go out and buy it. It really is such a work of art. And if you like the record, I recommend you check out Avishai's other albums, especially Seven Seas, Aurora, and Lila. Just stunningly beautiful records. Now, I've unfortunately not had the chance to see Avishai perform live, but I've heard from friends that he's fantastic in concert. Instead, I have watched several full-length concerts on YouTube that are really quite enjoyable, so, look them up and check them out. Now, let me know in the comments if you're a fan of Avishai or if his music is new to you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on his music. So thanks for checking this out, and thanks to Andy West for pointing me in Avishai's direction. Oh, and by the way, the time signature for Chutzpan is a measure of 5/8 and a measure of 6/4, which adds up to 17/8. Hope that's helpful. Enjoy.